everyone. Here's Johnny. I want to welcome everybody in the chat and our guest. Today we have Rhonda R. Gertman. Welcome and thank you for coming. We have, let's see, Suma Thrift. Welcome. The first time I see you here.
That's actually Marcus.
That's Marcus. He changed his name?
He changed his name.
Well, I didn't know that. Welcome, Marcus. Now that I know. Okay, you must. Oh, interesting. Okay, already got his thumbnail. I mean, there's a wrench. And then we have Jody Bada Bing 22, your local mailman in the house. Lisa C, welcome. All right, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to welcome everybody, and I want to let everybody know that one of our guests cannot make it tonight, so keep her in your prayers. They're dealing with no electricity all day, and so she did send me an email, a message on my phone letting me know, and then we'll reschedule them to a later date. Hello, Larry M. And so what we'll do is we'll reschedule them as soon as we know that it's going to be okay for them to come back on. So just keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. So we're going to start with Lorena, and Queen Cleopatra's in the chat. Welcome. So what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and for those who may not know you, and we'll probably do it again as we get more people in. So just leave some of this things out as a suspense. Let everybody know a little bit about you, where you at, and what you do as far as your where you sell on platform.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, my name is Lorena, whatever you want to call me. I take no offense to however my name is pronounced.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I am right now. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I do sell part-time on eBay. I sell on Poshmark. I sell on Mercari, and I don't have a lot of items listed right now because I don't know if y'all ever go check out my channel, y'all will see all of the things that I have going on. You know, I have 4 kids. There's 2. Well, my daughter just turned 3, but she's still in that terrible 2 stage. And then I have the baby, and then I have my 2 older kids. But it's so hectic here at this house and trying to get everything. I mean, I'm trying to make this an actual business. So just in the process of doing all of that, I'm trying to document this journey of mine because, I mean, not everybody has or is living what I'm living. And I figured it's entertaining enough to me that maybe somebody will want to watch it. So yeah, I enjoy selling. I never thought I was a salesperson. I never knew that this life would be something that I would enjoy so much.
Right.
I'm in shock, like at how much I enjoy reselling. Because before I started getting into reselling, I was actually working a job as a systems administrator for a big company here in Texas, and that was my whole goal. I was like, I'm going to be systems administrator one day. That's what my degree is in. That's what I'm going to achieve. And I finally got to that. But whenever I had my last baby, I was like, no, I got to put that on hold. So I had to leave my job that I worked so hard to get to for, you know.
Well, at least you have something to fall back on once that all your children are up and back in school or in school.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in the process of kind of like, I do enjoy reselling, but I also enjoy IT. So I don't know if I'm ever going to go full time, but I do know that I don't want to let the knowledge that I have just go to waste.
Right.
So I may at some point do this whole YouTube thing part-time, do reselling part-time, and then also open up some sort of like consulting type of IT business. But I would only have like 1 or 2 clients or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Right. You're still young.
Kind of.
I also want to welcome Jennifer into the chat. She's here. Welcome.
Hey, Jennifer.
If y'all have no money, G in the house. All right, for those who are just coming in, just to let you know, our other guests cannot make it. They're out with no electricity all day. And so as soon as we can, I will get them to schedule their online with us in the chat. Also want to welcome Lisa CO Sales. Welcome.
Mhm.
Jennifer, Joey. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, please put at and then Cajun Roots so I can see it because it will highlight my name when you do that. That way I can see it. So as of right now, an average, what about the amount of items you have listed on your eBay store?
I think right now I have about 215, 220 items in my store.
Pretty
Um,
good.
yeah, I don't have anything grand or whatever, but I do like to keep my items up to 250 just
Right.
because with 250 items, I feel like I sell at least one item a day, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a good number that I can handle. Anything more than that, I think I would be a little bit stressed out.
Yeah. Let me get the chat because Joey has a question. Who has the no lights? Okay, Joey. Our other guest that was going to be on tonight was going to be Dawn and Mary with Two Hip Chicks. They were going to be our guest tonight as well, but they're been out of electricity all day, and so we're going to reschedule them as soon as we can on another date. If you have any questions, just go ahead and answer them in the question in the chat, and we'll get to it. Um, how long have you been doing eBay?
Um, okay, so I've had my eBay account since I was in high school.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I bought what was it? I bought a pink Zune, and it was Microsoft's version of the like the what was it called? AirPods, or no, not the AirPods, the the little music players, the MP3 players.
iPods.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a
Okay.
Microsoft version of the iPods.
Okay.
So and after I bought that, I've consistently been buying off of eBay,
Uh
but
huh.
I've never actually sold. So officially, it's like a year and a half that I've actually been selling on that account. But I've
Oh,
had
okay.
my eBay account for years, years, years.
And that's what I did with mine too. Even though I was buying everything on eBay, I just started a year ago selling. It was a
Yeah.
year in June. So yeah, I know how that is. Welcome, Steve O. SC Thrift Treasures. It's Steve O. Welcome. And how long have you been doing YouTube?
I posted my first video. I remember, I think it was like the first week of January. It was like my New Year's resolution. I kept telling everybody, like, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, all this stuff that I'm doing. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. So eventually I did. I don't know. If I say I'm gonna do something, I know a lot of people think I'm crazy, but
Uh huh.
I always do it. If I say I'm gonna do this, I mean, I just won't say stuff to say stuff. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Did it, and I posted it, and yeah, it was just,
That was that first step. You got to do it.
you just got to do it.
I know sometimes I know when I started, I was a little nervous, but I was excited at the same time. And so I don't know how many times I retaped it. And I said, you know what? Let me just go through with it. And I did it.
Yeah, whenever I edited my first video, I kept telling the kids to shut up. I was like, "Shut up! I'm trying to film this. I'm already nervous. Go over there." It was
My
hard.
first one was on this go it wasn't a GoPro, it was a I forgot the brand of it. But anyway, it was something that I bought at Best Buy and I went to use it for the first time and I was very disappointed on the volume. The volume that was on it was very low. And so right after that I didn't do any more until I got my new GoPro.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's been wonderful ever since.
yeah. I just bought a GoPro so I can start filming garage sales. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
I'm gonna give you a tip on that when you get a chance. You should, hey, Robin, welcome because she said in the house. My tip is if you could eventually get yourself an extra battery and a larger memory card,
Yes.
because I know when I go to garage sales like a couple of months ago, about a month ago, so we went to this one neighborhood that was 20 plus garage sales.
Mhm.
It wouldn't have been for that larger SIM card and an extra battery, I would have never been able to film at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought a 128 gigabyte SD card, the little
Mhm.
mini SD, but I don't know if I may need a larger one at some point. I'm just gonna start off with the 128 gigabyte one
That's what
and
I have
just
now. I used to have
that's
a
what you
32,
have. Okay. Yeah, and
and
I'll
it's
see
so
how
much better.
yes, yes. Yes, you won't run out of space too quickly with that.
Oh, that was a question for Robin.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's very rewarding when you put your videos together and you have people actually watching it. Like this
Yeah.
past week, and also I just put let me do it again. Um, we should let me copy and paste it. No, I don't want the whole chat. This is her link for y'all to go and help subscribe to her. She's at 285 subscribers. Let's see if we can get her close to 300. And so this way y'all can subscribe to her and check her out and watch it. She's got some cute little small videos. It's not long. So where's Robert? He's not home coming in. He hasn't come home from work yet. He's been working some long hours. He's a computer engineer. He does a lot of uh, computer stuff to for the ships for the military.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they've been on him all day to get all kind of stuff done. So he's been putting some hours in.
Yeah.
But usually he's here. I didn't hear his footsteps yet.
It's
Yeah, he's at
it's
work.
that IT life. It's hard. It was already hard doing that job. I mean, I loved it, but it's very time consuming.
Yeah,
And before I was deciding or debating on what to do, I was like, you're either gonna have to hire somebody to take care of the baby, the 2-year-old, and you're gonna have to hire somebody to cook for the family. You're gonna have to hire somebody to clean for the family. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay home. At that point, like my little upgraded check is just all gonna be split out to all these people that I'm gonna have to hire.
right.
So it was a tough decision, but it was the right one in my opinion.
Exactly. Also, I see Frank Hall just joined us. Welcome. And then Tim, welcome. Tim Powell. If you have any questions, I did put her link in the chat. You see right there, it says at Sweet Texas Finds link. That's her link to her video YouTube channel. So if y'all want to go ahead and help subscribe to her, get her over that 285 mark she's at right now. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them, whether it's for myself or her. Lorena, you can go ahead and put it in there and we'll get it answered for you. Welcome, Nikki T. No Money G.
Tim Powell is in
Yeah,
too.
okay, I got everybody. Yeah, Tim Powell. So, what is the biggest thing you do? What is the biggest flip you ever had so far on eBay?
I mean, it's not. I know some people just flip like the biggest things, you know. But my biggest flip was a baseball mask. It was a vintage baseball mask, and I may have underpriced it. A vintage. It was electric willed baseball mask, a
Like
catcher's
for
mask.
catcher's mask?
Yeah, catcher's mask, and that one how much did it sell for? It sold for $200. I didn't do an auction. I think I should have. I don't know. I didn't do an auction. I just posted it for that price because I kind of saw other masks that were branded sell for like $300,
Right.
$400. So I was like, well, this one's not branded with any sort of markings or anything like that. But I do know it's old. I listed it for $200 and it sold. And I hardly paid anything that day because I don't know. I paid $9 that day total, and I have already sold other items from that
Right.
lot.
Yeah, I just saw Commonwealth Pickers. He had when it was red
Oh
and he
wow!
put it on auction. Like I think he said he started at $50 and it wound up selling for I think $300-400.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that sold like that. You know? It's
yeah.
just you never know.
Never know.
Larry M asks, do you source clothing or hard goods?
Okay, I source I source both, but I prefer hard goods. So I have a vlog that I just posted where I get rid of like the majority of the clothes that I have in my storage area because man, listing clothes to me is just like the worst. You have to take the measurements, you have to make sure you get a good shot of it, and it was becoming a real big headache. And even before I accumulated all this clothes, I was already just barely sourcing any clothes. Like I
Mhm.
would pick up all of the vintage items. Like I like picking up vintage clothes.
Uh,
um, but I was mainly picking up electronics and other hard goods. So I
well,
preferably hard goods. Clothes,
right.
I'll still pick it up, but it's not really my
Well,
thing.
tomorrow is Steve-O's birthday, so everybody wish him a happy birthday.
Happy
And for
birthday,
y'all
Steve.
who may not know, Sumo Thrift is also known as Marcus.
Yeah, and
He
he
changed
has
his
a video
name.
that's out that he announced his
I
name
thought that
change.
was him. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Let's see here. Nobody likes to sell clothes. I actually don't have a problem doing clothes. In fact, I just took some more pictures of some clothing that I had of some nursing smocks, and they're
Mm,
brand new with tags, and they have the Laffy Taffy candy all throughout
yeah,
the whole thing. It was very easy for me to do.
yeah,
And then I did a Chinese or Japanese. I got to find out the writing on it, and it was a like a felt type crushed velvet type jacket.
yeah.
So yeah, but I love using my mannequin.
I think if it's a unique enough item, I will be willing to like grab it, and I don't mind doing it. I don't know why, but if it's just like a plain shirt, it's just like if it's a I don't know
It's got to
what brand,
stand out. Yeah,
it's gotta stand out. Yeah.
yeah.
They're-
My biggest thing is I look for is single stitch vintage shirts.
yeah. I still haven't
Um,
found any vintage shirts out in the wild.
I've actually sold two of them already that I just put listed last week that I found on an online auction actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty nice. All right, let's see. It's Rosie's closet's birthday tomorrow, and mine too, and my sister. Well, congratulations! Birthday's in the house. Happy birthday to all of you. Victoria's going to say happy birthday for you in the morning. Go to Victoria's channel. She'll sing birthday for you tomorrow. Good as I can be. Pain when I am packing. Sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh
It was
yeah, I saw. I don't know what chat it was, but I saw that No Money G had some sort of. I believe he burned his finger, and everybody kept telling him to go to the doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, so I hope
That
you
was I
feel
think
better.
it was this weekend or Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It was. They were talking about a couple of shows, wanting to know how he was doing.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see you here. I hope you're feeling better. All right, let's see here. Anyone have any questions? You feel free to put it in the chat. I never find vintage. Well, here it is. Oh, let's see. I never find vintage shirts. The only vintage shirts are the ones that I wear with holes.
Let me check my shirt. I don't know. I feel like whenever you're a reseller, for me specifically, like I used to have to dress up every day for work. That
Oh,
now I just like pop on a graphic tee and I'm just like put on my comfy pants and I'm just so happy now.
that's the best thing about working for yourself. You don't have to have a certain dress code.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
His wife hates his comfy shirts. So, when did y'all start doing? You and Marcus start doing y'all weekly Friday shows, and how y'all do y'all show?
I have a terrible memory. I'd have to go look back and look. So if you're in there, Marcus, type in when we started. I believe it's been our month already that we've been doing it, or I could be wrong.
I was pretty close to it. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's about a month
So,
that we've
what
been
made
doing.
y'all do that, and How do y'all do y'all channels?
Okay, so Marcus wanted to start the lives, and he just kind of asked if I would be okay with just kind of doing the show together with him. And I said, sure. I don't mind. I like doing lives, and I like talking to all the resellers. So I thought it would be a little bit fun. And we just kind of coordinated, I guess, our days and times together because I'm not working, but Marcus works. So I kind of left it up to him, like, hey, when do you want to do this? Because you're the one that works, and really, I can just work with any schedule or whatever. We
Right.
came down to Friday nights at 9 p.m. CST, and we alternate channels. So this week is going to be the live is going to be on Marcus's channel, Sumo Thrift, and next week it's going to be back on my channel.
Okay. I need to make sure I subscribe to the other channel now.
Yeah. Well, I think all he did was change his name and his icon. So
Oh, okay. I need to check that to make sure.
yeah.
All right. So No Money G says, good. He said, LOL. It was both hands, top and bottom. That was just one finger. I hadn't bandaged up yet, and hold on the phone to take the pictures. But yes, don't be an idiot like me and slow down and pay attention.
I don't remember whose live I was listening to, but I was cooking not too long ago, and while I was cooking or cutting a tomato, I'm over here looking at the at my phone, and I sliced my finger, and it hurt so bad.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, want to welcome in the chat. We have Kajun Reseller, and I'm Brad. Callie Reseller, welcome.
Oh, Gate City Picker too.
Gate City Picker, he snuck in here on me. I didn't see him. Well, welcome. I don't see you in here. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I tell you, when it starts, it flies. Well, welcome, Gate City Picker. I don't see you in the chat somewhere. I'm looking. There you are. Welcome. Yeah, once this chat flies, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm still subscribed to him. Even though he changed his name.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you can go ahead and change your name whenever
Yeah, I
you
know, but
want
it's
to.
best not to do it no more than once every 6 months or so until you definitely know what you want, because it's going to be hard for everybody to keep up.
Oh,
Redneck Reseller, Colton, welcome. Hope you and Brittany, Colt, Cage, Redneck Reseller, that's Colton and Courtney. I hope you're doing well and had a good visit on your 127 weekend. Love the videos. One day we're gonna one summer we're gonna have one a year we're gonna have to go and do that. They look like they really had a lot of fun.
where is that highway? Is it what does it cross? What states does
From
it
what I
cross?
understand, it goes all the way from it starts in Alabama somewhere and it goes all the way to Wisconsin or Michigan.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
kind of long. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know the exact length of it, but from what I understood, every different videos we had coming in this weekend was in the last 2 weeks actually.
Wow.
Was some long streets of it looked like a long flea market the way it
Yeah.
was going on it. Yeah. So
Wow.
Tim had a blast because there were a lot of videos coming in this weekend, so that was nice to see all the resellers together. Let's see. No Money G. So did you say something, Rhonda, on the hello? Okay, no mind. So he says it's from Alabama to Michigan.
Alabama to Michigan. Wow. Oh man, you'd have to take thousands of dollars out there.
And then Lisa says I'm talking to someone about being in the Highway 411 yard sale. That one's much smaller. Yeah, I heard about that one too. Yeah, it did look like it was a blast. They had this whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then you get to meet up with a lot of other people that are resellers too as well.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think that just makes it even better, right? You get to do what you love. You go to garage sales. You get to these flea markets. You buy all the stuff, and you get to hang out with your friends that love the
that's a
same
good thing
thing.
about it too, because you can find different things when you're in a different area from where you usually thrift,
Yeah.
and so that's what's good about it.
Yeah.
Waiting to hit that one too. Make sure I got everyone in the chat. So everyone, if you have any questions for Lorena, go ahead and put it in the chat. That we can answer them, get them answered for you. So now that we have a little bit more in the chat, for those who may not know you, I'm going to go ahead and put the link again. I think someone did, but let's start here.
Yeah. I think Jennifer and I think
Thank
Rhonda
y'all
put it
so
in.
much. Yeah. Um, but we're going to try to get you as close as we can to. I know you were at 285 when you first started on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we get you close to 300.
Okay.
So, anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself again for those who may not know you, as far as how you got started and what you do and where you're from.
Yeah, so my name is Lorena, whatever you want to call me once again. And I started, when was it? I started a year and a half ago reselling. I'm going into a year and a half already, or it's already a year and a half. But I decided to start reselling after I had my last child, just because it was going to be very hectic to have the two smaller kids and then the older kids and then just like all the household duties, just everything in general. So whenever all this stuff started piling onto my shoulders, I was like, you know what? I have to make a decision. What am I going to do? You're going to have to find an alternative. You're going to have to leave your job, but I didn't want to just leave my job and not do anything, you know? So I felt like the best option for me was reselling. But what I did before I found reselling or whatever was I started like going online and looking for ways to make money from home. That
Mm-hmm.
was how I first started off. So after doing research, I came upon reselling because I could take an office job, like like an at home job where I
Hmm.
am technically on the clock, but that's not convenient because what if a
Right.
baby's, you know, I can't take care of him because I'm on a call or something like that.
Right.
So I just felt like reselling was the best option for me. And once I started doing it, I knew that this was the job that I had to have, or this was the type of this is what I had to be doing in the moment so that I can make some money, not go crazy with all the kids,
Right.
and just I don't know, just entertain myself. But now I'm seeing that it's an actual business and people turn this into like a full-time business. I've
Right.
just seen some numbers out there that are so crazy and I'm like, well, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I do it?
Right.
These everybody that does reselling is just like you and I, so or the people that are making so much money are just your average person. So after I kind of realized that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this whole reselling thing. I can do it. And then for some reason I started getting into YouTube, but that's before I discovered you guys. I did
Right.
not know there were so many people
Well,
out
guess
there.
what? We got you to 292 so far.
Yay, thank y'all so much, I appreciate it. Don't watch my videos, I'm just kidding. Yes, go watch them. They're really short, they're not too bad, so
Right. They're very short videos and I like them. I have a
yeah.
question for you though. I'm noticing one of your videos, I think it was the last one you put out.
Mhm.
The little building you have behind your house, is that a building that you have like a shed that you use for your strictly for eBay?
Yes, yes. There's more to it. There's like a little upstairs area, uh, but I just use the portion where I'm at for reselling. There's a little tiny section to the right of the building that has my husband's tools and all his stuff or whatever.
Okay.
And then the little, what would you call it? It's like the little upstairs area. There's nothing there
A
yet.
loft.
The loft, yes, the little loft. There's nothing there.
Yes, Colton, she has a shed.
Yeah.
If you look at her video, she's got it. It's so cute too.
Yeah. Well, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody seems to want a shed, and that's what he was asking. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very convenient to have it too.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Let's help her get to that 300.
Cajun said help Lorena find the car keys. I think it was my last one.
Yes.
Was it
You
the
were
last
calling
one?
your husband or somebody about where's the keys, and the kid said, "I don't know."
Yeah, yeah. It's terrible. They never put the keys back wherever they're supposed to go. I have a
Right.
designated spot in the house for keys. Please put the
Right.
keys back there, but they never end up there.
I know it was like I don't know what he had. Welcome, Jay Marie. She says, "I live in a shed. Lot live in a shed. LOL. Our place is too small. It's really getting crowded."
There's nothing wrong with that, Jay Marie. Just call it a tiny home.
That's right.
That's what the hipsters call it, right?
The new tiny homes. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
getting to be very popular.
And you can build one of those up. If you find somebody to build tiny homes on little trailers, people will buy them for like $30,000.
Yes, it's
I've
crazy.
seen some on eBay too.
Right.
I told my husband, I was like, you built this thing so quick. I was like, start building tiny homes and we'll sell them online.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good thing to get into.
Yeah.
And if anyone has questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll make sure I didn't miss anybody. Make sure I didn't miss any questions. I think Robert's home. I hear him upstairs. Don, welcome. Just
Rosie's
make sure I didn't
closet
miss.
is here too. We call my daughter Rosie, so
Oh,
I just
okay.
named Rosie's closet in
Right.
that.
That's Crystal.
Crystal. Okay.
They do auction. Oh, she does auctions.
Yeah.
Have you ever did any online auctions to where you source through online items?
I haven't. I may at some point have to consider it though, because my son, okay, so what I'm trying to do is just clean up my whole shed area and get
Mhm.
everything that I have posted on there. But at some point, my son is going to need surgery. He has a hand deformity, so he's going to have surgery for that. And then
Oh, no.
that time frame that we get the surgery done, I can't go anywhere. You know,
Right.
I'm going to have to sit there and take care of him, and I probably won't be doing much YouTube either. So in that whole time frame, I may have to look into uh, doing online auctions or something like that.
Right. Gate City Picker has a question. What's your best flip?
And yeah, I answered that one earlier. It was a vintage. It was an antique catcher's mask. It was electric welded, so it was like a. You can tell they're vintage just because of like the pattern of the metal or the way it's
Uh-huh.
welded. So that one was like a V shape, and that was from like the 1920s. I sold it for $200, which I was telling Cajun that I probably could have sold it for more, but I was kind of new, so 200 was what I got, which I'm okay with it, you know.
Right. All right. We have another question from Marcus. Finds you like to ship. Oh, you like shipping large items. Do you like shipping large items?
I do. I don't mind it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't mind it at all. The biggest item that I've shipped is a stroller. Yeah. So I bought the what? It was a wardrobe box
Mm-hmm.
from. I bought the wardrobe box from Home Depot, and I stuck it in there. I made sure that the sides were protected, and I just stuffed it with like a bunch of other items so that it wouldn't be banging around. And I shipped it off, and it was gone.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, do you find yourself when you're thrifting, or do you find yourself thrifting and going to, like, say you go to a thrift shop or a garage sale or any place that you go thrifting? Do you find yourself venturing off to a certain product of hard goods that you like to flip more than others?
I do. I go to electronics first, just
Or
because that's the field that like if I find like a scanner, I found a scanner before. You know what? That's actually my biggest flip. What am I talking about? I sold a scanner. What was it? When I first started reselling, that I had picked up from the Facebook Marketplace. I bought it for $125, and I sold it for $450. So that
oh
was
my
actually,
God,
yeah, that was actually my biggest flip. But it's just
was
because
that like a particular scanner? What kind of scanner was it?
it's a Fujitsu scanner, but it was a certain model. I don't remember the model,
Okay.
but it's those, they're just like little desktop scanners, but secretaries use them a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I knew how much the scanner actually cost because I would have to recommend those to secretaries at my
Oh
job.
wow.
So I was like, oh my God, those are the ones that are worth like $500, $600. So this guy was selling it for 125. I was like, I'm gonna go buy it. And I bought it, and it sold really quick too.
Flip for you.
Yeah, that was a good flip.
Right. That's amazing. You never know. You just never know what's going to flip fast.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be willing and ready to buy at a moment's notice when you find something like that. And in your case, you knew what it was worth.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
also with office phones, I have really like I have good luck selling office phones because I know how much office phones actually cost. So I this lady was just giving away office phones on Facebook Marketplace as well. And I was like, man, I bet you those are worth a lot. So I picked them up, and she didn't ask me or question me what they were for. She just, I guess, wanted somebody to pick them up or whatever. So I went over there. She was like, here you go. Didn't question me, didn't say anything. I was like, okay. Stuck them in my car. We drove off really quick. And those sold for $100. It was like
Wow.
a set of them. So I was happy about that one too.
That was a good free item.
That was a great
I
flip.
love free.
Me too.
I want to welcome Robert. He's in the chat. He just got home from work.
Hey, Robert.
And everybody, in case if you don't know, Sumo Thrift is actually Marcus, the Big Texas Thrift, I think was the original name.
Big Texas Picker.
Picker.
Mm-hmm.
That is his new screen name. And so make sure y'all subscribe to him. And don't forget, Rhonda's been putting the chat in the chat the link for Lorena the Sweet Texas Finds YouTube channel. help her get to 300. She's almost there. So let's see if we can get it to 300 before the chat, the video, the live is over.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank y'all so much. And also, don't forget, you can also put your links to either your YouTube channel for your YouTube content, and also if you have any specific platforms you sell on, you're more than welcome to put those links in the chat. Dan, the answering man in the house, welcome. He's saying he hopes everybody's having a good day. Let's see. Callie said he is working, listing, and listening. So that means working and lurking.
Yeah. Louie, Dan, hi. How are y'all?
Do that a lot.
Yeah.
Lone Star, hi, welcome. Where did he go? Way up here. Wow.
Yeah, he's right.
That's one thing about the chat. When it flies, it flies. I like that.
Yeah.
You got to catch up to where you were. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll go ahead and get it answered for you. Is there any one or two major tips that you would give someone if they were wanting to start with doing eBay?
I would say do lots of research. Lots of research, but don't let that hold you back from starting. I'm the type of person that kind of like jumps into something even when I don't know how to do it. And in the process of me doing it, I'm learning at the same time. So that I feel would be the best advice for anybody that's starting off. Just do it, but research it at the same time. Don't just do it blindly, you know? I think that's the best method for anybody. That's how I started. That's how I do everything pretty much. I don't know how to do it. I just start doing it and I start researching it while I'm trying to learn.
Right. You know? And I find that if you don't do the research on it and you're not comfortable with a particular item, and if you don't do your research on it, you won't know until you start doing that research.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, sometimes it's just a risk you have to take sometimes.
Yep.
And if your gut says don't do it, don't do it. But yeah, sometimes it's going to be where it's worth the reward at the end. I want to welcome Derek, the NASCAR man 3345. He's doing an auction tonight on Dawn's channel. Derek, go ahead and put that link in the chat, please, so everybody can get to it, and save it for the reminder for later. And we have a question. It says for anyone and everyone on the chat too, what's the most anyone has ever listed? You want to go with yours first?
I'll just start off by saying I probably like in one day I probably listed like 30 items, but I sat there all day and did it. Well, not all day, but it was a good while.
And my listings in one day was 55 to 60. When I first started out, I was doing about 50 to 55, no less than 45 a day. Now my most I have listed right now is 1,115 total on my eBay store. And now I basically list every day. Because my goal is to get to 2,000 by October 1st, which is known as Q4. And that I want to make sure I am ready for Q4 this year. Yeah.
I feel like the coronavirus is going to affect winter, you know, and I feel like it's going to go back to where everybody was just buying stuff online. So the faster we get these things listed, the better for us as resellers.
Exactly. Yep. Eric, Alex, the fat man, the flipper, is in the chat. Welcome. And he says, right now I was going to get back to work and I see these wonderful people live. Well, thank you, Alex. I need to get you back on the live one day on one of my channel videos that we do. Let's see, Dawn's channel. Okay, there it is. That way I can mark it for later. Put the reminder on. Yes, in one day at the most I would list is 60. At the most, the least was 45. But then again, at the beginning, I was definitely wanting to build that store up. But right now, I'm doing about 10 to 15 a day now, because what I do is I have a lot of other things I'm doing now because I'm growing more into my business. I make sure to do my feedbacks every day for all those who purchased, which is a big thing to do. It's behind the scenes. It's not just listing and selling and packaging and shipping. You know, I go and make sure I do the feedback for the customers who bought stuff from me. I check all my emails. I have other platforms now. I actually started listing more on Etsy. I just got a piece that I bought from an auction, online auction, for $10, and kind of find out it's not only sterling silver, it is also marked 925, but it was actually rubies
Mm,
as the stones.
yeah,
So that was a good little flip for me to put on eBay on Etsy today.
that's good.
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first because I was like, I wanted to really look at all the markings and stuff. So yeah, that was nice. I think most of the listings I ever did in one day is eight. Well, that's okay. It's whatever you can do to your ability. Yeah, it's not to me. It's not a contest. To me, it's more of um my goals that I do every day. But my long goal term is what I look at also. So if I know I'm going to have some days where I got to do other things, I'll list harder that day to make up for the next day or the day before.
Yeah,
You
I
just
think. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say for me, I feel like I'm not. I mean, I am looking at this as a potential business in the future, but I'm not taking it as seriously because if I was taking it seriously, I would be doing what you're doing right now, which is listing on a daily basis. And I'd have like my limit of like a certain amount of items per day. But right now it's kind of like, well, I didn't get to it today. I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe sometime this week I'll list. So that's just how my life is right now.
Right. And everybody's different. It's all depending on how and things going, whatever's going on in your life at the time. So don't make it feel like don't feel like it's you're not doing enough because
Yeah, for
each
sure.
person's going to have to do it to the way that they can accomplish what they are having for their goals. But don't compare yourself to someone else because what you're doing is just as good as what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just you're doing it in your way. And everybody's different, but it's all on what you feel that's best for you because you
Yeah.
don't want to kill yourself doing it, but you want to have fun doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
You sell a Macari.
I feel like whenever I first started though,
Mhm.
that was a big thing for me. And I know people are not showing off. I know that's not what people do. But for us that are kind of like, oh man, look, they're making this much money. I can't even get to that amount of listings that they have. Like I could sit down and like write out how to be smarter about sourcing and I'm only gonna pick up certain items. I mean, it's just kind of like not in the works for me yet,
Right.
but it did put me down at some point, and I was like, you know what? It, am I ever gonna make it? But I had to mentally tell myself, like, girl, you got this. Come on,
Well, I can
stop
tell you
doubting.
right now, for the amount you have listed and you have 4 children and you're running your household and you cook every day for your kids and your family and you're
Yeah.
doing your list, you're doing really well.
Except for today, I get to eat out today since I'm doing the live. I'm already thinking about what we're gonna go eat
That's the
today.
rewards.
For real. Yeah.
And like I say, every person is different because I know when I first started watching YouTube, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I'd like to be like that one day. But I
Hmm.
know that they've been doing it for many years and I'm just starting out.
Hmm.
But that kind of gives yourself maybe a mental uh, goal to go towards and work towards.
Yeah.
But it's again, like I always say, I'm still crawling and walking with this. I'm
Yeah.
still learning, but I'm still growing. And that's like that for anyone who's starting off. Do not over exceed yourself to get to the goal you're trying to get to. Look
Yeah.
at the big picture and set you some goals. Like when I first started, I had this big white board and I would write every day how many I listed. And then if I saw that I didn't list enough, I would list more the next day. But that was being me. I am very what's the word I want to call it? Um a perfectionist. Where
Yeah.
when I do something, I want to make sure I get it done. And I set my goals and I'm determined to get it done for that day, no matter what it takes for me to get done. And so for me, I've always been like that. And so
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it at a bad way. Because to me, that's a good way because then I know if I can keep track to what I'm doing daily, that's going to help me get to that goal that I want in the future.
Well, you know what I actually call that, or this is what they used to call me at work. Whenever I worked, I've always worked with men because of the
Mhm.
field that I'm in. So I've always
Uh-huh.
been around a lot of men. They would call me an overachiever. So that's I feel like that's what you're explaining. That's what they used to call me. It's not
Yes.
that you're just working because you have that goal. So I mean, I don't know. That's what they used to call me, and that's what I just pictured whenever you said that. Just
And the
if
best
you're
thing about it, though, is as long as you set your goals and you can
yeah,
try to accomplish them, but don't over exert yourself and always don't put yourself down because you didn't get to what you were trying to
for
do.
sure. Yes,
Just
yes.
start over the next day. It's a whole new day. Just start again and set your goals instead of doing by the month or by the week. Set it by the day because that's what I've been doing. I'm setting my
Yeah,
goals by the day. I can get it done, say by 1, 2 o'clock.
yeah,
I've accomplished what I wanted for the day. And so if that's what it takes, that's what you have to do.
yeah, for sure.
Lisa says, I have a friend that's opening her yard for 411 yard sale in October. Okay, I did hear something about that. Got 5 more steps to get to 300. Let's see if we can get it at 300 before the end of the show.
Overachiever.
All right, ready to go. I'm trying to find it again. Oh my lord. Where did it
Oh,
go?
the link.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow the chat in my where I copied Jennifer's. I don't know what happened to it now. I was following where the chat was. Let me just go there. All right, let's see here. Do you have any replenishable? Because if you could find a few, it would change your life. Huh?
No, Alex, I don't have any replenishables yet. I guess I'm gonna look into it. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just trying to clean up the mess that I have because whatever replenishables I end up getting, I want them to be in a clean storage space in my back room. So, yeah.
The Lone Star Picker says, you are a wonderful woman and doing the best you can, sis. Keep pushing and growing.
Yes, I do what I can. I really had like right now I was trying to grow my Instagram and I was just like, you know what? You're gonna do YouTube, you're gonna do you can't do everything, woman. Calm down. Just do one thing at a time, you know?
Cajun has a question. Cajun Reseller. How did both of y'all find your way into reselling in the reselling community? We'll start with you.
Okay, with me, I did not discover the reselling community until well on YouTube specifically until I met Erin, Best Offer Queen. She's the one that kind of told me like, "Hey, just go to the live chats and there's a huge community and so on and so forth." And I don't remember if she gave me the name of somebody's uh YouTube channel and she told me to go to that one. I don't know if Nikki T and Revs was the first chat that I actually hopped on, or maybe Kat the Nurse Flipper. But she's the one that told me like, hey, hop onto the lives. That way people get to know you, so on and so forth. So it was all thanks to Best Offer Queen.
Okay, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a sweetie.
She
Um,
is. She
for
is.
me, I when I was living in Louisiana and Robert had to move to Massachusetts because of job.
Mm-hmm.
I had two businesses down there. I had a quilting company and a cleaning company. So when we knew that he had transferred and got the job up here to move here, we had to start looking for a house. So in that time frame from February, I want to say January maybe till February, we had to start looking for a house. So I had to start thinking, what am I going to do? Because I've always been working since 2005 for myself. And so actually, Robert Krennick in the chat, that's my husband. He's the one that told me, look, why don't you watch some YouTube channels with me? And for what? And I didn't know. Usually, to me, if I want to find out how to do something like fix a part on a washing machine or whatever, I would go to YouTube and check it out. He said, well, guess what? Watch these channels with me. And sure enough, there was several in Louisiana. And it's like, oh my God, they can do this? How? And so I started doing some little research on my phone. And I got started getting excited because when we started purging the house and packing, I actually started putting boxes together for the eBay store because I already knew I was going to do it when we moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that was more of my way of saying I'm gonna have to make it. And so I started looking into it and finding all these different channels. And thanks to Robert, I'm where I'm at today. Gary in the house, Westside Gary, welcome. And so that's how I started.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. It's every day to me, it's not a job. To me, every day is an adventure.
It really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoy it too.
Yeah. I mean, I've always like enjoyed going to garage sales anyway.
Right.
So, just knowing that I could just pick some stuff up and flip it and make some money, that's just enjoyable.
But you know, for me, what was the weirdest thing is here I am. I already go to garage sales. I already go to the estate sales. I already go to thrift shops.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never guessed by going to those places to find these weird gems or whatever and turn around and make money on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have known that it's already there?
Yeah.
I didn't know until I started doing it. And it's like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, and before, like, I would actually go to, like, not everything from my house, but a lot of items from my house were from garage sales, thrift stores, antique shops, because I have like that shabby chic aesthetic going on here.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, what's the best place to go get the stuff for shabby chic? You go out
That's
there and you
right.
go get it from those places, right? So, like,
Right.
my bed that you see back there, I paid, that bed frame came with a bench or whatever, and it was really old and ugly. It was purple with like a gold frame. We painted the frame gold. We took off the purple velvet but on the backing of it or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and we just refurbished it to like a good color or whatever. I paid $400 for that bed. And then like the little blue dresser that's right there, we got that from for free from a garage sale or something like that. They were just
Wow.
giving it away, and I painted it blue. So I've been doing this, but I never knew you could sell it online.
Right. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. And you can't help it is such a badass. Okay. Thought you were a troll. Oh, yeah, everyone, if y'all didn't realize it yet,
Poor Marcus.
yeah, no. Marcus is actually the what was his name in here again? Oh,
Sumo
Suma
Thrift. Sumo Thrift.
Suma Thrift was actually Marcus. He did change his name. If you go to see his channel, you will see that he did change it. Okay, Dave, I don't know what happened, but I see you do not have a rent anymore. You might want to check your subscribing to the channel. You might have gotten unsubscribed. But welcome, Dave. Yeah, he's usually in here. That's another thing. Every now and then, check your channels when you're going to see if you're still subscribed. Because if I see you in the chat, I don't see a wrench on you. That means that somehow you got unsubscribed.
Well, I'm just gonna say like this. My kids grab my phone for me,
Uh-huh.
and if I had it open and unlocked, they'll start clicking away. You know, so they may at some point unsubscribe or do something dumb. You know, and I won't even know.
Right.
How am I gonna know what they did?
The challenges of having children, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
And technology today.
yep, yep.
Let's see here. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I want to make sure we don't go over an hour. Let's see. We got 3 more subs to get to 300. All right, we got a fax here from Alex. I've been there, focused on one thing at a time until you figure it out, and then incorporate it with new things that you figured out how things work. And that's true. You have to do it one thing at a time.
Yeah, yes, and that's pretty much why I'm so focused on that room right now. Let me just get this room cleaned up, and that's what I'm vlogging all of the little adventures that I have with cleaning this room. I'm gonna get that room clean. I'm gonna get it done, and then I can start planning into the future. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah,
And you're doing it the right way. You're taking your time. And that's the only thing you can do because
yeah,
you do have a family you tend to do.
yeah. I mean, I don't need to get any more gray hairs than I have. I've been having a little too regularly, you know.
Unlike myself, I started losing my hair when I was 9 years old, so I'm used to it.
It happens.
That's right. We're watching some channels in March. That's right, March 2019. Before I even knew I was going to move, Robert had me start watching YouTube channels. So when he had to come up here for work from February because we had to come up here and find a house. While we were here, then I left to go back to start packing and getting everything ready for the house to be packed in New Orleans. I started watching other channels at the same time.
Yeah.
Robert actually, and that was about March time from we knew what we were going to be doing. When I got back, I just started hitting it hard.
Yeah. So do you was it hard to move from Louisiana all the way to Massachusetts?
The hardest thing for me was I've never packed a whole house like that and moved that fast.
Mm-hmm.
But once we found the house up here, and basically once all the paperwork was done, we knew what day we were going to close on. So I knew how close in advance I had to get everything done and lined up and packed.
Yeah.
Kind of found out the movers would have came in and packed, but for us to be able to save a little bit of money,
Uh-huh.
I basically packed a lot because I already had it separated where what's going to go in the U-Haul that's coming with us, what's going to go in the car, and what's going to go in the moving van, the moving truck. So
Yeah.
for me, that was the biggest challenge for the first time in my life. I've never had to do that.
Yeah.
But to me, it was rewarding because once I got here and I put everything in place basically within a month and a half because
Yeah.
I'm determined to get it in place.
Yeah.
And so for me, I like the weather. So the weather here is totally different than Louisiana. It didn't take me long to get used to it. Trust me.
I bet you the winters are cold though.
But believe it or not, I love it because I'm usually always in shorts. Well, granted, there were some days I had to wear jackets and layers of clothes and hats and gloves and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I love it. I
Yeah.
rather be cold and then during the day have to take layers of clothes off compared to being hot and you can't take enough clothes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know the moves are really hard because whenever I was pregnant with my second child, we were still living at my mother-in-law's house and we lived in one bedroom and we had
Uh,
all our stuff there. But when we ended up moving into this house, oh my God, it was like, where's all this stuff coming from? Like, what is all of this? Like, it was
right.
so much stuff and it was so hard to move everything. Now I can only imagine like moving an entire home. We were just in one
Yeah.
bedroom, you know?
And then we were still closing on we were still backing out of a 3-story condo that we were living in.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, 9 months later, we were moving out of our new home that we moved into. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like everything combined into one move. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Welcome, Shamrock Pixie. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while, girl. Hope you're doing okay. Did I miss anyone?
Land
All
shark
right, we need
here.
what now?
Land shark pickers in here.
Welcome, Land Shark Picker. How you doing?
What's up, Craig?
Yep. Let's see. 2 more left to get to 300. So please let her help her get it to 300. Come on, let's hit it. Let's get it. We can do it.
I really appreciate everybody doing this. I mean,
Well, that's what we
I
like to
didn't
do.
come into this interview just expecting to get followers. I like doing the lives. I think it's fun.
Well, that's another thing too. They get to put a name with the face, especially if they don't know you other channels or you with someone else who's doing a live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is about: is promoting your channel and promoting like with you and Marcus doing the lives on every Friday on each other's channel. So
Yeah,
that's what I like about it, and that's why I do this channel is to bring everybody together, but also put your name out there, let everybody see who you are and the name
yeah,
with your face. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
that's what I like about doing this. It's basically just to help everybody get to them little milestones.
Yeah,
And everybody like Jennifer and Rhonda um, um every Dana, when they're in the chat, they're constantly putting the links in the chat for everybody, and I love it. You
yeah.
hit 300. Congratulations. I thought
Thank
I
you.
got someone on the stuff for hitting something. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, you do a lot of work in your channels, and I like the way that you keep your channel videos sharp.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to try to like. I have to sit there and look at all of my footage and try to compress it into such a short time frame. But I figured like my content, I make it for myself, you know, just because like I know there's people out there that I mean, I love sometimes I just leave YouTube running, you know, and I
Right.
listen to it in the background, you know. But there's also people that want to watch shorter videos, you know? So if I put out a shorter video, I was like, well, maybe somebody will watch it. I know it's going to take forever for me to get my watch hours with all of my very short videos, but I've mentally prepared myself for it. And I'm just going to continue to pump out my tiny short videos that I have. And sometimes, you know, my life is not fun. It's kind of, it takes a lot of work to make such a boring life
But
slightly entertaining.
you're very busy already with 4 kids to begin with.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
get your hands full, but you're doing a
yeah.
great job keeping that up and doing your eBay and your channel.
Yeah. So
So
I
that
mean,
hats off to you, girl.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I want to welcome Fluffy, Funky Fluffy in the chat. Welcome. And we got you to 300, girl.
Thank y'all. I
Everybody's
appreciate it.
congratulating you.
I
Thank
appreciate
each
it.
and every one of y'all for doing this, for helping her get there, because I know she puts a lot of work into her videos, and so this way here y'all can go check her little channel out. I know she's a little short on some videos that she just started. How long did you start on YouTube, by the way?
I started in
January.
January, yes, at the beginning of the year.
Okay. So not too
Mhm.
bad for just starting in January.
Yeah, I try. I don't have a lot of videos out there. I believe my first set of videos were just like what sold videos,
Uh-huh.
and then at some point I was like, "Girl, you got to put out different type of content. You know, nobody's gonna want to see this. You know." So at some point I was like, "You know what? I gotta switch it up." And you'll see the progression if you go from the beginning of my videos. Like you'll see how I progress. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not perfect right now. I don't think anybody will ever be perfect at this.
No.
You know, but they're getting a little bit better.
But you know what I say about it? And I'm still looking at it this way for myself.
Mhm.
As long as you look at your video, and I go back and look at my videos because I want to
Yeah,
see what I did different and what I can do different and
yeah.
improve myself.
Mhm,
So don't be afraid to go back and look at those videos because I know when I did my first few videos,
mhm.
I've come a long way from those first few videos.
Yeah.
Now, my biggest thing is to try to like even when I do the cooking show, I have a Cajun Roots cooking show that I do as well.
Oh,
And
really?
it's hard for me to do both channels because I'm devoting my time to the eBay and my channel here.
Yeah,
So every now and then I do have to think, okay, what's my next video? What am I doing next? And everybody's saying, why
yeah,
don't you do something with desserts? That's
yeah.
my next video. So I got to make sure I do it. But going back and watching how I started, and as long as you can go back and learn from it and
Mhm.
increase and do yourself a better video every time or do something a little different, it's going to keep everybody coming back. I've
Yeah, for
learned that the
sure.
hard way.
Yeah, I actually started my own personal channel too, but I'm not gonna force anybody to go subscribe to that one. That's just where I'm gonna document like the baby surgery and all that good stuff, and maybe like some of my Mexican recipes, you know, or
Oh,
whatever crazy thing I'm doing. I'm gonna put it
right.
on there, but I haven't really put in a lot of work into that channel because, like you said, it's hard. It's hard to get it all done.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
But I
I
know
could barely post one.
some people will do their life on their own video, even though they're doing the eBay type of videos.
Mhm.
Every now and then they do throw something personal into it, and that
Yeah,
gets to see the softer side of you or the harder side of what you're going through in your
yeah,
life, which doesn't say it's bad, but it gives
mhm.
that other side of you that they get to see.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Mhm.
All right, everyone. Well, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. I want to first thank our guest and make sure if you don't forget to go and check out her channel and subscribe to her. That's Lorena, the Sweet Texas Find. Don't forget
Uh-oh.
to go and check out her channel. You subscribe to her and go ahead and show some love and support. And I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. And as I always say before we leave, love always for free.
Oh, so
Until the
sweet.
next show, keep on doing what you do and share the love and see y'all on the next show.
Bye, everybody.
Thank y'all and see y'all on the next one.